What's up, cousins? It's your boy, your bro, your favorite cousin, DJ the Singer, and I'm back with another review of episode 2 of Nelly and Ashanti, We Belong Together.
You show me I will do it, baby. If you teach me how to love you, I will do it. All the pain you've been through, I refuse to take you through it, baby. If you teach me how to love you, I will do it. I promise I'll prove it. Such a alien pain.
If you're brand new here, welcome. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and turn your notifications on so you can be notified when I drop new videos. And while you're at it, go ahead and share this video with your social media circles. For my returning cousins, hey, y'all, it's July 1st. We are on the second half of 2025. And I just want to tell y'all, I'm so glad that y'all are here with me tonight. I'm not going to hold y'all long. We're just going to go ahead and jump right in. This episode starts with Ashanti working out with her trainer. And she basically talks about putting pressure on herself to not just eat healthy, but to get back in shape. She also talks about how she's known as Little Miss Vacation, and she is, because Ashanti literally has one of the best beach bodies. And so she talks about wanting to get back into her body. And Nelly comes in during the end of her set, during the end of her workout, and they sit, have a conversation. Ashanti opens up to more or less the viewer. She talks to Nelly, but I'm sure he already knew that she had a diastasis, which is basically an abdominal separation. That is where they performed her C-section. She talks about how baby KK came early. He was laying transverse, so she had no other options but to have a C-section. And how this weight trainer that she's wearing that basically is gonna bring her muscles and all of her internal organs back together. Nelly then encourages her. I said this in the last video, I love the way that he loves on her. Nelly basically tells her, like, you're still the sexiest thing walking to me. Just don't lose too much weight. You know, I need that thing thangin' so we can continue doing what we do, if you know what I mean. The next scene, we see Ashanti and Nelly lying in bed, having pillow talk, and Ashanti is now giving Nelly more reasons that we're here. Yeah, she's giving him more reasons as to why she is uncomfortable traveling to LA to perform for the Motown Christmas special. She talks about how she doesn't want to fly commercial because of all the germs, and then they got a private jet, but she's like, I don't know. And, you know, she's like, well, maybe I feel more comfortable riding a bus. And I'm just like, girl, at this point, are you doing the show or not? Like, what are we doing? Nelly reassures her, like, this is what you've wanted. This is literally what you've been working for. And it's no point in making yourself sick, stressing about whether or not you're going to go do the show or you're not. If you go do the show and come right back. If you're not going to do the show, whatever comes with that, like, I'm here. We're going to figure it out. We're going to work through it together. And y'all, that's literally what partnership is. Like I said, I love the way that Nelly loves on her. He's so supportive, you know, and he basically just encourages her to go and do the damn show. And like I told y'all in the last video, Ashanti gives that she's a concerned, good mother. Like I told you, some mothers, they have kids, they be out there, you know, they be wanting to drink, they be at the club, they be like, he here, you know what I'm saying? But Ashanti gives that she's genuinely concerned. But as a viewer, like I said, I'm not a mother. I know my mom. My mom is very overprotective over my brother and I, and always has been. And as an adult, I appreciate it. I didn't understand it in my younger years, but as an adult, I totally appreciate it now. And I think that's kind of the angle that Ashanti is coming from. Like I said to your viewer, it can give Kimmy from Beauty and the Black, my sister. You know, Ashanti is like, you know, I'm just overthinking this. Like, I don't want to die on a plane. Like, Like, I get it. I totally get it. But ma'am, go do the show. Go do the show. She talks in her confessionals about how she has missed a lot of opportunities and passed on a lot of opportunities because she has prioritized her son, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but this is literally a turn in your career. She talked about it in the last episode. You know, this is a juggling act. This is gonna take some adjustment. This is gonna take some getting used to. So we're giving you grace. but go do the show. Make sure you got your breast milk. And that's kind of where we're going in this next scene. The next scene opens up with Ashanti's mom, Mama Tina, or Mominger, doing an assessment of the backstage trailer, you know, the hospitality duties. And she basically is just like, this ain't it. And the staff is like, well, what can we do right here in this moment to fix it? Mama Tina says she'll do a video call with Ashanti, who is currently on a commercial flight. They have talked her into getting on this commercial flight to get to the venue. And she says she will do a video call with Ashanti. She will let Ashanti make all the decisions, call the shots, let her know what she needs, and then she'll let the backstage staff know. Now, I also want to point out something that really stood out to me. This episode was actually quite educational because I did not know that the way that you identify whether or not your fruits and vegetables are organic outside of looking at the main stickers is by looking at the barcode. Mama Tina said if you look at that barcode and the barcode starts with the number 9, that's how you know whether or not your fruits and vegetables are actually organic. You know, nowadays they just put any kind of label on anything just to make $1. So that, to me, I'll look out for that next time I go to Whole Foods. Well, anyway, Ashanti arrives at the venue for her dress rehearsal. In her set is Santa Baby and Dancing in the Street. We see Debbie Allen in the background working with the dancers. We see Ashanti up there. It's obvious that she doesn't know the words because she's like, can someone please get a teleprompter over here, whatever the words are. And it was comical. It was so comical. She's like, I really need a teleprompter because I don't know these words. And right now, I have so much going on in my personal life with this new baby. I got so much going on with just trying to get prepared for this show. I can't think and I don't have time to learn any new words to songs that are not my own right now. Well, during her dress rehearsal, Ashanti's mom is then notified by the backstage staff that Ashanti is expected to close the show. Ashanti's mom is like, she's not planning to stay throughout the whole performance. Like, she's going to do her 2 numbers and then we're going to go because she has to get back to her baby. Now, this part in the show kind of bounces back and forth between Nelly and Ashanti. I'm going to stay on Ashanti for a second before I go over to Nelly scenes. Now, there's another segment when they come back to this scene with Ashanti and her dress rehearsal where Ashanti is sitting and talking with Debbie Allen, and Ashanti's kind of asking some questions like, how long do I have to get ready? It's 6 hours before her flight. She has to be camera ready and on stage no later than 5 o'clock. So Ashanti then says, you know, I didn't bring the baby. Like, I actually have to go pump right now. Like, I can't stay and close the show because Debbie Allen is adamant about trying to get her to close this show. She's like, well, what can we do? You know, can we get you a flight? You know, if we get you a flight, like, what time do you need to be back? Because the latest that we can get you out of here is 8:15. And Ashanti is like, not gonna happen because I'm not missing my flight. I don't think I left enough breast milk for my son and I gotta get back. Like, she is not playing any games. She's not cutting any corners. Her priority is KK and making sure he has everything he needs. Ultimately, they work it out to where Ashanti is opening the show. Whatever footage they get, that is what the finale is going to be. Ashanti's like, I don't have to do the finale. Now I can focus on what I need to focus on so that I can make sure that I have a great performance. I told y'all we were going to bounce around for a little bit. Nelly's scene opens up with a pan shot of Piedmont Park, which is where they typically do the One Music Fest. Nelly is talking about how the One Music Fest came to be, the history of it, you know, and what Atlanta is known for, its culture, the HBCUs and the strip clubs. I didn't say that, he did. And you see him in a trailer talking to Jermaine Dupri, some staff members, and his son Trey, who is named not only after him, but after Nelly's father. And that's the reason why they call him Trey. He's a producer. And basically, Nelly and Jermaine and Trey are having this conversation about Nelly being married to Ashanti, KK, how Ashanti has her lap full right now. But when KK is able to say, I'm hungry, or I gotta go to the bathroom, he gonna be outside hanging with Nelly and the crew. And basically, Nelly is talking to Jermaine about how Ashanti right now this is her first kid. You know, this is her pride and joy. This is the apple of her eye. This is her focus. Nelly's like, Ashanti won't even leave the baby with me. Why? And so basically, Jermaine just reassures him like, listen, this first child, that's how it's gonna be. But in just a minute, like, she's gonna be like, go see your daddy. Or if they have more kids, you know, they're gonna be ready to pass them over to the mechanic. You're gonna be ready to pass the kid over to auntie, you know. And so it was a light scene. Nelly makes mention that he always knew that Ashanti wanted kids. And he said he wanted more kids. He just didn't think that he would be pushing 50 before he had this other kid. And he also makes mention that he thought his son Trey would have a kid before him. Nelly also makes mention that, you know, he's been touring with the St. Lunatics nonstop since COVID. And Ashanti, because of her fears of getting on a plane and flying commercial and getting on a jet, you know, Nelly talks about, I went and did a show, and then I came to Atlanta, and then I gotta go back to New York to go get Ashanti, and I gotta come right back down here for Oktoberfest or whatever they're gonna call his birthday party, a Halloween fest. And so basically what he says is, I'm going to, as soon as we finish One Music Fest, I'm going to drive this bus back to New York, and I'm going to go get Ashanti and my son, and we're gonna come back. I don't know why Ashanti can't get her ass on a plane. And I have to be honest, I mean, I'm kind of with him on that. Shani, girl, take you some Benadryl and take a nap. You'll be fine. Take you a sip of wine, you'll be straight. Like, get on that plane and make this easier for this man. He tired. But Nelly also says, you know, I'm a man. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna go get her. Good for you. Good for you, Cornell. Later in the episode, we see cameos from not only Jermaine Dupri, but we also see super producer Brian Michael Cox, who is responsible for Mariah Carey's We Belong Together, Mary J. Blige, Be Without You. You know, y'all sing that off key all the time. All the time. And basically, we see Nelly perform with the St. Lunatics. It was good to see Murphy Lee on screen, you know, or Keywan. Nelly calls him the oldest one, you know. And so Nelly opens up his set, or at some point in his set, he's performing Country Grammar. Let me tell you something. That audience was lit. And as a performer, I have to agree with Nelly when he said the best part, or one of the best parts about being an artist, is that live show. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like getting on that stage, singing a song or your own material, and the audience either sings it with you or they sing it back to you. Nothing compares to it. We see Ashanti in another scene where she's on the phone with Nelly, and Nelly's just like, no one cares about Paw Paw. And Ashanti reassures him, like, you're not second fiddle. We love you. Ashanti is getting ready to perform, and then she finds out that the teleprompter has been moved. And so she's basically telling the staff, like, I need that teleprompter back where it was during rehearsal. How can we make that happen? So they're trying to figure that whole thing out. She gets on stage. She looked incredible. In that all-white, Ashanti killed her set. And with 45 minutes to spare, she skedaddles off to the airport, and she seemingly makes it back home in enough time to hug and kiss on KK. And she basically says, going forward, I'm gonna take him everywhere. Like, I'm not leaving my son at home. And I have to say, I hope that she does. I hope that she never lets that baby out of her sight, because it's gotta be some type of anxiety to have to be on the road as a performer, doing what you love, but your newborn baby is at home. And it's that separation anxiety. And so I totally feel her. This was actually a really short episode. This episode was short, but it was light. It's really good to see the dynamic of Nelly and Ashanti outside of the blogs, outside of the interviews. It's nice to see how they interact with each other outside of all of the chaos that happens in the world of being a celebrity. And I have to admit, from what we see, again, like I said, we don't go to bed with them, but from what we see, it looks like they genuinely do enjoy each other. They genuinely do like each other. And that's, before we can even get to love, do we like each other? That's important. Nelly said something that I absolutely agree with. He said that I have timeless music, timeless records, timeless albums. I totally agree. Country Grammar, when it hit, it was all over MTV. That was the soundtrack to my adolescent years. EI, but when Hot and Her came out, bruh. I'm not gonna get into Nelly's political views. I'll save that for another video, because I just want to give y'all a spoiler. It is coming up later in the season. But like I told y'all, this week I'll definitely be, every single night, I'm going to review an episode from the season of Nelly and Ashanti, We Belong Together. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought about episode 2. Again, my name is DJ The Singer, your cousin in music. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on so you can be the first to be notified when I drop new videos, and go ahead and share this video with your social media circles. Also, I have a new mixtape out on all streaming platforms called Prelude. It Was What It Was. Y'all, I am determined to get my streams up. And so I need y'all to go share that thing. Find a song on that mixtape that y'all like. Let me know which one it is in the comments. And if you like it enough, share it with one person. Listen, reach one, teach one. Isn't that what they say? So I love you guys. Again, happy 1st of July. It's the 1st of the month. Y'all go pay your rent. And until next time, I love y'all. Stay far away from haters. They make you itch.
Am I holding on to false hope? I just gotta know. I wonder if you think about, do you think about, baby, do you think about us? Oh, I just gotta know. And I wonder if you think about, do you think about, baby, do you think about